Cougars trying to make it 5 wins in a row and continue to climb in the Western States Conference South standings as they host the Glendale Community College Vaqueros here on a Wednesday night in college basketball in the 3C2A. Hi, everybody. I'm Matt Robinson. Welcome into the Cougar Cage. Glad to have you along, as always, here on the Cougar Sports Network. As we said, for Canyons, trying to make it 5 straight wins, and that's coming off 4 straight losses. So the Cougars, a little streaky bad, streaky good right now. Longest winning streak of the season for the Cougars at 4 games. Of course, coming off the longest losing streak of the season at 4 games. But they have themselves at 5-5 in conference play and 13-9 overall, taking on a Glendale team that's just 3-7 on the year, 11-13 on the regular season, and down in 6th place in the Western States Conference South standings. For the Cougars, they're in 4th right now, a half a game behind Bakersfield. Likely not going to be able to catch Citrus. Definitely won't be able to catch West LA College, who's at 10-0 right now, but still have a chance to make the playoffs. 4 games left. You figure you win at least 2, you've got a shot. If you win more than that, you definitely got a really good shot to get in. They might need a little bit of help in the form of a Bakersfield loss. They also need to beat Bakersfield in the season finale for that to really become a reality. Tonight, a chance to avenge a loss, and really over the next 4 games chances to avenge losses, as the next 4 games all against teams that beat the Cougars in conference play. The last time these two teams met at Glendale College, a 81-73 loss for College of the Canyons, as the Cougars will start Dylan Griffin, Andrew Henderson, Dylan Barrientos, Zion Caston, and King Miller, as we are underway here from the Cougar Cage. As the Cougars win the opening tip, Dylan Barrientos with the basketball for COC will send it to Dylan Griffin. As the Cougars in their white uniforms attacking to our left, King Miller will put up a 3-pointer that was short, and the rebound pulled down by the Vaqueros. Jaden Couch, Joel Finney, Christian Finney, Andre Scott, and Julian Dixon starting for Glendale. Glendale in those red uniforms with gold striping around the arms. As getting to the basket was Joel Finney and lays it in, and the Vaqueros have a 2-0 lead here early in the basketball game, just underway between the Cougars and Glendale. Henderson will put a 3 up from straight away and missed it straight off the right-hand side. I don't even think he caught the rim. So the Cougars 0 for 2 from 3 on their first 2 possessions. Finney will put up a jumper from about the foul line and knocks it down. And Joel Finney, you see why he's got 13 points on average this year as the leading scorer for the Vaqueros. Can get loose in space, has a nice jump shot, and certainly can get to the basket. As here's Griffin with the basketball. We'll get it to Barrientos. Swings it to King Miller in the near side corner as the Cougars try and go to work and stop a 4-0 run. Henderson catches from the block extended on the far side. Throws it to the near side wing. Barrientos 3, no good, too much on it. Rebound came down to Griffin. He needs to put it up as the ball never hit the backboard, and it's a shot clock violation on the Cougars. So 3 possessions, 3 empty possessions for Canyons. And a tough start in the first minute and 24 seconds of the ball game. So here's Glendale going to work. Again, you imagine they try and get it to Finney, as he's the guy that's really the danger man, as a drive on the Cougars by Christian Finney doesn't fall. And Henderson, who averages nearly a double-double a game, pulls down the defensive rebound. Cougars get it inside to Zion Caston, working against Christian Finney. Tried to get to the basket, had it blocked from behind as Andre Scott able to go up and knock it down. Christian Finney was there as well. So 0 for 4 on the offensive side for Canyons in the first 2 minutes. Finney trying to feed it deep. The Vaqueros will play it to the corner, but a travel, or maybe an end line, sideline violation by Andre Scott, as he maybe stepped out, never established himself back in the field of play. And so a turnover by Glendale. The Cougars will go to work, and Dylan Barrientos has the first bucket of the ball game for Canyons. Barrientos this year averaging 13.5 with 3 rebounds and 3 assists on the season. Second leading scorer on the Cougars this year behind Andrew Henderson. When he and Henderson both get going, it makes for a good tandem. The question becomes for the Cougars who can be that third scorer, and they've got a few guys that have done it throughout the year. Tonight, not starting with Jimmy Galgado. He's turned into their nice little third option, but coming off the bench here today as Henderson drives, wanted to go to the basket, had it blocked as Christian Finney went up and knocked it away from Henderson. You don't see that often with Henderson, who's a big, strong guy and can get to the basket well. Good defense by Barrientos that time to take away the chance from Jaden Couch. Cougars running the floor back the other way. Caston lays it up. A blocking foul will send Zion Caston to the line, as inside the restricted area was Joel Finney, and he'll pick up his first foul. The Cougars will shoot foul shots for the first time today. Canyon's been very good at getting to the line this year, averaging almost 23.5 foul shots a game. That's sixth best in California. 16.4 made per game is the fourth most in the state. They make an average of 15.2 in conference play, so the number's down a little bit. As Caston makes the first, Zion a 77% foul shooter on the season. Misses the second short. Christian Finney pulls it down. The Vaqueros will go back to work as Jaden Couch will start to work it up the floor. He and Joel Finney will play catch as the Cougars in a full court press here, trying to put a little bit more pressure on the Vaquero offense. As here's Joel Finney for Glendale. Drives baseline, throws it out high. Scott caught it. He wants to drive to the basket. Good athletic move from Scott to get around Barrientos as he lays it in. And it's a 6-3 lead for Glendale. Barrientos wanting to drive. He throws it off the bucket. A blocking foul going to be called. We'll see if they say it's a shooting foul or not. And they will say it's a shooting foul, so the Cougars getting to the line once again. And it looks like one of the Vaqueros is down. It looks like Jaden Couch, who was called for the foul. Maybe a bit of a Charlie horse as he limps it off. Might have got a knee to the leg or potentially rolled an ankle as he's going to try and trot it off here. As Barrientos will go to the line. Back-to-back trips to the line for Canyons as Barrientos, 68.7%, rattles the first one in and out. Second from Barrientos, no good, so two free throws, neither go in. And the Cougars waste a good possession without any points. As Scott will put up a three from the near side corner, no good. Foul on the floor, going to be called against Christian Finney. So 3 fouls already on Glendale, and we're not even 4 minutes into the ball game. Zion Caston going to check out. Corwin Smith going to come in as the Cougars want a bit of size. Glendale going to go for a sub as well, as they're going to get Jaden Couch off as he's still limping around on the floor, trying to work out whatever is the problem. It looks like it might be his quad on his left side. That's what he's kind of grabbing at, as Julian DeJesus will come in. Inside to Corwin Smith. Little hook shot from the lane is good. And the big man makes it work. First bucket of the day for Corwin Smith, who started 6 straight games before coming off the bench today. And if the Cougars can get him going, that'll certainly help down the stretch. Good bounce pass by Henderson. Finds Griffin, score it, and the foul. Dylan Griffin will head to the line. And the Cougars have their first lead at 7-6. That's really good vision that time from Henderson. And a great finish from Dylan Griffin, who only averages about 5 points a game during the season. Griffin not really a scorer, not really counted on to be a scorer this year, but brings a lot of energy in when you can make plays like that, get a big bucket every now and again, even though early in the ball game. Helps energize your team as he rattles the free throw in and out. So the Cougars 1 for 5 from the line here early on. DeJesus will get it to Christian Finney. Wanted to go against Henderson. Instead, he'll get it back to Jesus. He'll stop and pop and knocks it down. Good shot from DeJesus, his first bucket of the day. Off the bench this year, DeJesus averaging 9 points and 2 rebounds a game. Plays almost 26 minutes a game as the Cougars will get it to Corwin Smith. He'll try and face up here against Dixon. Canyons has it taken away. Christian Finney going to run the floor. Blocked on a chase down from Andrew Henderson. And back the other way comes Barrientos into the corner. 3 from King Miller, no good. Three on the other side from DeJesus is there. And it's a 4-point Glendale lead, their largest of the game so far. Cougars just 3 of 9 from the floor here early on. And some of them have not even really looked good, as Corwin Smith blocked trying to go up, as Andre Scott there for his second of the game. Scott making his presence felt at 6'6" in the middle of the floor, defending the basket, as DeJesus puts up a 3, that time too strong. Barrientos and Henderson both come away with the rebound, and Henderson eventually pulls it down and brings it up the floor. Working inside, kicks back to King Miller. Thought about driving, instead he'll get it to Barrientos, and Barrientos going to be called for a stutter step travel. There's a timeout on the floor. Canyon's going to take it at 14:03, 11-7 in favor of Glendale. We'll take the break as well here on the Cougars Sports Network.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
11-7 in favor of Glendale as we come back in here on the Cougars Sports Network. And Glendale basketball, as we said, the last 2 times these 2 teams went at it, it was an 81-73 game. Canyons shot 40% from the floor in that game, and just could not come away with a victory. Again, one of the 5 losses this year is a 3-pointer from Dixon is good. And Glendale now with a 7-point lead. Here's Caden Arnold into the game for the first time. Galgano in, pump fakes on the first look at 3 and decides to take it and knocks it down, as Galgano has his first bucket of the day on his first shot of the day. And that's what Jimmy Galgano's brought lately for Canyons, is the ability to knock down some threes, something they have not done very well this year, only averaging a little over 6 3-pointers made a game, which is way down at 62nd in the league. And they shoot about 31%. From 3, almost 2 threes a game behind Glendale on average for the make, as Barrientos stops and knocks it down from about 18. Good shot from Dylan Barrientos, and the Cougars got themselves back within 2 with back-to-back buckets on the offensive side. As here's Sharp for Glendale in the game. Dixon decides to put up a 3 off the back of the iron. Rebound Galgano, dribbles out of trouble, throws it ahead to Barrientos. Little stutter step fake, throws it off the glass and good. Back-to-back buckets for Barrientos, and the game is tied at 14. So the timeout for Howard Fisher doing wonders as the Cougars come out on a 7-0 run. Christian Finney will kick it over. Andre Scott will put up a 3, missed it off the right. Offensive board taken down by Sharp, and a foul going to be called against Galgano. Howard Fisher in his 22nd season as the Cougars head coach. He's the second coach in program history, was the Western States Conference Coach of the Year in 04, 05, 07, and 2013. On the other side, Vinjen Gilizan in his 4th season for Glendale. Having a rough year at 3-7 and 11-13 on the year, but can get within a game of 500 with a win here today. As Joel Finney misses on that lay-in. Galgano back the other way with a bit of speed, stops up, wants to throw it to Corwin Smith, who had to fight for it, got it, threw it to Henderson. And now back over to Galgano. They want to work inside to Corwin Smith again, trying to free up some extra bodies. Smith will kick it. Henderson 3 from straight away is good. Henderson knocks it down. Just his first bucket of the game, almost 10 minutes in. It's a 3, and the Cougars have a 3-point lead, their first lead of the night. Christian Finney working against Henderson. He'll kick it over. Three-pointer, too strong off the hand of Sharp. Henderson able to get the tip rebound. Ahead to Caden Arnold, who had Galgano sprinting towards the basket, but slowed it up. Galgano to Henderson on the far wing. He'll back things off and try and isolate against Scott. Step back. 2, no good. It's rattled in and out. And Henderson here early on, 1 of 3 from the floor. Joel Finney, who's been quiet since those first couple of buckets, able to dish it off to Sharp. Sharp trying to work against Henderson. Sends it to Scott near side. 3, no good. Rebound pulled down by Christian Finney as he had outside position against Corwin Smith, but was still able to come away with it. That gives Glendale a reset, and Julian DeJesus makes it count, knocks it down. Timeout on the floor by Glendale. 17-16, Canyons in the lead. 10:49 to go here in the first half on the Cougar Sports Network.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
(17-16), Canyons in front. Halfway through the first half. Dylan Barrientos leading the way for Canyons with 6 points. Julian DeJesus with 7 to lead the way for Glendale. As it's Canyons basketball out of the timeout. Cougars work it inside to Henderson at the block, and he's going to be called for an offensive foul. They say he got an elbow up as he tried to spin. First foul on Henderson. And you look last time out against Glendale. Henderson, 19 points, 8 rebounds in the game. Canyons did not have Dylan Barrientos, which is a big loss that takes almost 14 points a game off the board. They got a good game from Quincy Arms, who had 15 and 5 in the game. One of 2 15-point games for him this year. But just came up short. You got to wonder if Barrientos was in there, maybe a different outcome. So here's Henderson. Caston spinning inside, gets to the basket and lays it home. Beautiful move from Zion Caston. Faked a jumper, stepped back around on a little spin move, and was able to scoop it up under and into the basket. Back to a 3-point Canyons lead. Sharp controlling the basketball, isolating here against Galgano. Moves to his right, dumps it off to Joel Finney, guarded by Caden Arnold. The Cougars will switch. Finney will drive baseline, kicks it back to Sharp. Three-pointer, no too much on it. And Griffin with the rebound. Cougars want to go the other way quickly. Caston slows things down. Galgano on the near side, faces up against Finney. Sends it to Griffin. Griffin inside, Zion Caston blocked as Joel Finney got to him. Caston maybe just didn't go up quite strong enough as Finney wants to run the floor back the other way. And Arnold kind of hip checks him down to the floor. Will send Finney to the line. Going to be the first foul on Arnold. We think got poked in the eye. And that's what he's saying to the official as he threw his arm out and and got me in the face as I kind of threw a hip check on him. Joel this year, 69% foul shooter. Makes both, and it's a one-point game. Algado, not sure where that pass was intended. Is it hit the backboard? He was trying to get it down low to Henderson. I'm not sure if he thought Henderson was going up. Even if Henderson was going up for that one, it had so much zip on it. I'm not sure Andrew Henderson would have been able to do anything with it other than maybe knock it down. So a turnover, and Glendale back to work on offense. Sharp wanted to dump it off. Dylan Griffin steps in the passing lane. He'll run back the other way. Lays it off the glass and in. Griffin now with 4. Last time out against Glendale, Griffin 11 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists. And a nice steal and finish on the other side. Blocking foul going to be called against Henderson. That's going to be his second. And I would imagine that's likely going to send him to the bench here with 8:26 to go in the first half. It's been a bit of the problem for Henderson at times this year. Gets himself into early foul troubles, forced to stay on the bench for a bit of time. And he is going to come off the floor here, it looks like. And yes, he will. Cougars actually sub out 4 guys. As Quincy Arms, Cameron McCray, Dylan Barrientos, and King Miller back in. Zion Caston, the lone body that stays on the floor, as Dixon makes the foul shot. Dixon, an 81% foul shooter this year. An illegal screen going to be called on Zion Caston. And in a one-point game, Glendale will go to work. Sharp with the basketball. He's controlled the ball most of the time on the floor. Gets Finney free, but a three-pointer is too much heat on it. Rebound to Barrientos, runs it the other way. Corner to Arms. Arms drives baseline under the basket. No bucket, and they say he traveled. Little shuffle step on Quincy Arms that time, as he had an extra little hop, trying to get himself loose. Christian Finney off the floor. Andre Scott back in. And this time Joel Finney, never mind, he'll dump it back to Brooklyn Sharp. Sharp listed as a wing forward, so can play a couple of positions, but really is running as the point guard here today. Well, he's on the floor trying to loosen up Joel Finney, who that time slashes to the basket and lays it in. And Glendale with a 1-point lead. McCray, 3, no good. McCray was red hot last game for Canyons here against LA Valley College. Went 4 for 4 from 3. Can't continue that into today as he missed the first. A turnover on Glendale, and it's Canyons basketball. Barrientos will walk it ahead as he signals what play the Cougars need to be in. Arms will put up a 3 from the far side. Air ball knocked out by Caston, and Glendale will have the basketball. Jaden Couch looks like he's worked out whatever was bothering him, whether it was ankle or hip, maybe quad, as he's back on the floor. And they'll get Joel Finney a break here. As Sharp will bring it up the floor. Last time against Canyons, Sharp 4 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. There's a turnover that time by Scott, taken by Barrientos, thrown away to Corwin Smith, who goes up to the basket and lays it off the backboard and in. Athletic move from the big man, Corwin Smith, showing his ability to run the floor, as he's got 4, and Canyons back with a 1-point lead. Here's Couch. Offensive foul going to be called against Scott that time under the basket. He and King Miller got tied up a bit, and Scott with a little bit of shove to the back of King Miller. And the the officials right on top of it call the foul. So here's Barrientos. Barrientos will stop and put up a three. No good. Too much on it. Tip rebound. And King Miller, who tipped it off of Cameron McCray, got the rebound back. Barrientos slashes to the basket. Didn't get it to fall. Smith able to come down with the board. Arms now on the far wing. Will dribble into the paint and dribble it back out. Cougars long possession here. Couple of resets. Barrientos guarded tight by Sharp to King Miller. Miller working against Scott, throws it to Arms. Arms drives, stops, pops, good. Nice shot. Quincy Arms knocks it down, his first bucket of the day, and the lead back up to 3 for Canyons. Scott back to Sharp for Glendale. Probes the defense, backs it off. Here's DeJesus. He wants to drive, runs into McCray, and it's a blocking foul as McCray never quite got his feet set. And I believe they're going to say DeJesus was in the act, so he'll go to the line. And no, they won't actually. So Glendale back to work on the offensive side as they still haven't given him the ball to inbound yet. They get it in to Julian Dixon. His jumper no good, but he's run over by Galgano on the way down, and he'll go to the line. Second foul on Jimmy Galgano here. And I think that's going to send King Miller back into the game. So a short run for Galgano that time. Howard Fisher says, you got 2 fouls and we need you for the second half, so go have a seat and stay engaged. As Dixon knocked down the first, rattles the second in. Glendale in the bonus here, so they'll shoot 1-and-1 the rest of the way. McCray now to Arms. Arms wanting to drive. Drops it to King Miller. Miller wanted to go baseline. Instead back to Arms. Arms now will think about it. He'll stop and pop from the foul line. No good. Couch up the floor for Glendale. Will run the point. Couch looking to move the basketball. Finally got it to Christian Finney. He'll work against McCray here. Spins into the paint, and a travel going to be called against Christian Finney as he shuffled his feet trying to get loose against Cameron McCray. His arm's going to come off. Dylan Griffin going to come in. Barrientos and Couch on the near side. We're face to face. Cougars able to get it to Corwin Smith. Back to King Miller. Straightaway 3, no good. But he was run into by Couch. Sliding through to contest. And it'll send King Miller to the line for 3 shots. Miller 63% from the line. Cougars 1 for 5 from the foul line. Got to the line 5 times in the first 5 minutes, but have not been since. They'll get 3 shots at it here. As Miller misses the first, just 1 of 6 from the line. Second is good. Caden Arnold will come back in to take over for Cameron McCray. Miller makes 2 of 3, so the lead back to 3, 27-24. Low scoring first half, 4:20 to go. Couch slowing things down for Glendale here. Works off the screen by Dixon. Steps back, takes a three as Barrientos a little bit too far away from him, but had too much on it. And Miller able to pull down the board. There's Miller. Drives, goes up, fouled, and King Miller will get back to the line. Back-to-back trips for King Miller here. Miller bounces that one in. So lead now 4. Miller knocks down both, makes it 5. Zion Caston back in. Inside of 4 minutes to go here in the first half. 29-24 lead for Canyons, largest of the day for COC. Glendale started the game on a 4-0 run. Cougars were 0 for 4 on their first 4 possessions. We're able to keep it tight and now have a 5-point lead as a travel going to be called against Dixon. Moved before he put the ball on the floor. That's going to bring a stoppage to bring Brooklyn Sharp and Joel Finney back in the game. So here's Barrientos for Canyons. We'll send it to Griffin. Back to Barrientos. Runs into Dixon, but just stops, calmly backs off a step, and puts it over the top of Jillian Dixon. Barrientos now with 8. And Canyons with a 7-point lead. Christian Finney inside. He's fouled underneath. The foul, I think, is going to be against Dylan Griffin. As they say, he got Finney going up. Griffin immediately put his hand in the air. I think was trying to make sure that Zion Caston or King Miller didn't pick it up, as Griffin didn't have a foul yet. So Finney makes the first. Christian, just a 50% foul shooter this season. Misses the second. Each team in the bonus, so they'll shoot 1 and 1 the rest of the way. Canyons with a 6-point lead. Barrientos slowly brings it up the floor. Griffin wanted to get it inside and he's fouled. And Griffin going to go to the line for 1 and 1 as Sharp picks up the foul. That's his first. So 1 and 1 for Dylan Griffin here, who's 0 for 1 from the line today. Makes the first. Second for Griffin is good. And Caston comes off the floor. Andre Scott comes back in as Corwin Smith comes back in, so both the bigs back on the floor. Dixon this time will dump it off to Sharp, now to Couch. Glendale works an motion offense here. Now Sharp. Back to Couch again. Working against Barrientos, got into the painted area, threw it up on a little floater and got it to fall. For Couch, his first bucket of the day comes with 2.5 minutes left in the first half. 6-point lead for Canyons. Miller inside Arnold, left it short. Think he had more space than he thought he was going to have. A little bit more time. Is Corwin Smith going to be called for a reach? That's a tough assignment for Corwin Smith that time against Brooklyn Sharp. Sharp out of Oakland has shown the athleticism so far today. this year just has had some trouble getting to the basket on a consistent basis. Only 2 games in double figures, and coming off the bench as well for most of the season. As he averages just about 5 points a game. His season high was 14 against Grossmont back in November. As he misses the first of the 1-and-1, Griffin able to pull down the rebound. Canyons will go back to work the other way. Slow game here as both teams taking time on possession. Each very deliberate as Miller will take a 3, short, and everybody from Canyons has backed off the floor. And not allowed an easy rebound. Couch driving, tried to throw it in the corner. It was tipped by Smith, found its way to Scott, tips his own rebound on a miss but couldn't put it home. And Caden Arnold able to pull it down. Barrientos now wants to drive, instead kicks it wing, 3 for Miller, no good. Corwin Smith able to get the rebound. Miller having a tough day from 3, 0 for 3 from the floor, now 0 for 4 from the floor. All of those 3-pointers as Barrientos back to Caden Arnold. Arnold driving, stopping, tried to throw it underneath, thought he was fouled, didn't get the call. Glendale back the other way. Still trailing by 6 inside of a minute to go here in the first half. Couch with the basketball. Sends it to Dixon. He drives. Was blocked by Caden Arnold, and they say it's a jump ball as Arnold had his hand on the ball as Dixon came down to the floor. Some of the Canyons fans thought it would have been classified as a Glendale turnover, as they say that Dixon leapt and came down with it on his own, but officials say no, so the possession arrow goes to Canyons. Barrientos on the takeaway, got it to King Miller, had it stolen away by Sharp, but then Sharp falling out of bounds, couldn't hold on to the basketball, and they say full possession for Glendale, so Canyons will get a fresh reset here. It's Quincy Arms gonna come off. King Miller going to go to the bench. Barrientos lost it on the inbound. Kind of just slipped out of his hand. I think he thought about getting it to Quincy Arms, but wanted to hold it, and the ball just slipped right out of his hand. I mean, sometimes those things happen. Christian Finney under the basket. And he'll go to the line. Second foul on Corwin Smith. Christian Finney makes the first. Caston takes over for Corwin Smith here for the final 20 seconds. Lead has been at 6 for a while. It's all the way down to 4 as Christian Finney knocks down both foul shots. And the Cougars will play for the final shot here in the first half. Try for a little 2-for-1 as they get the ball out of halftime. They need to work for an open shot. Barrientos with 2, gets it to Griffin, 3 before the buzzer is no good. The Cougars will take a 4-point lead into the break, 33-29 here from the Cougar cage. As a tight first half, a low-scoring first half here from College of the Canyons. Remember, plenty more action here on the Cougar Sports Network this week. Women's basketball tonight against Glendale, a very, very important game for the Lady Cougars as they need to get the win against Glendale, who's right now first in the Western States Conference South. The Cougars sitting in a tie for second, but technically in third as they've lost to Bakersfield, who is the other team in second at 5-3. So a very important game, 7 o'clock. The scheduled start time tonight, it'll be right after this one, so you'll switch over. Make sure you tune in for that. On Friday, we'll have some baseball once again. Cougars picking up their first win of the season yesterday against San Diego Mesa, trying to avenge a loss against Allen Hancock on Friday here at Cougar Field. 2 p.m. start time for that one, and then a triple header scheduled on Saturday. Baseball against Rio Hondo starting at 10 a.m., and then men's and women's basketball against Citrus at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Of course, the Cougar Sports Network schedule always subject to change, so check out the YouTube page. Make sure you can see the game listed there. That's where our schedule is listed and how you'll know if we're covering that game or not. We'll take a timeout here as it's a 33-29 lead. Welcome back into the Cougar cage as we get ready for second half action. Canyons with a 33-29 lead and the basketball coming out of the break. Remember, women's basketball up next here on the Cougar Sports Network. And there's the rest of the Cougar Sports Network schedule for the week. As Barrientos with the basketball will go to work for Canyons. Here's King Miller, bounce pass to Barrientos. Good designed play out of the timeout. Barrientos just couldn't finish. Zion Caston though with the rebound and over his head. Puts it in with the basket behind him. Caston with his second bucket of the day now has 5 points. So a good start for Canyons. Good designed opening play that just didn't result in a bucket, but Caston doing the work down low. Able to finish off the possession. So here's Christian Finney, drives, wanted to throw it to the corner. Dixon had some trouble with it, able to get it to Couch. Puts one up before the shot clock expired, didn't go. Miller with the rebound will send it to Henderson, who had a long break, sat for the final about 8 minutes of the basketball game, might have been more. Or the first half, I should say. He was in a bit of foul trouble as he'll have a corner three wide open is good. Just the second bucket of the day for Andrew Henderson. But he puts the Cougars up by 9. And another takeaway for Canyons. Henderson gonna run the floor. Drives, lays it home. Back-to-back buckets for Henderson. Timeout Glendale. 40-29, Canyons in the lead. And we'll take a timeout as well. To 29, the lead for College of the Canyons. It's up to 11 now after back-to-back buckets from Andrew Henderson. After Zion Caston got the scoring started on the first possession of the second half. And the Cougars on a 7-0 run. Henderson only played 13 minutes in that first half and was just 1 of 4 from the floor, but is 2 of 2 here in the second half in the first 2 minutes and is now up to 8 points. He and Barrientos each with 8, leading the way for Canyons. Joel Finney with 8 for Glendale, leading the way with DeJesus and Dixon each at 7. Cougars have gotten points from 8 different players. Had to count it up real fast. You got 6 from Dylan Griffin, 5 from Zion Caston, 4 from both Corwin Smith and King Miller, 3 from Jimmy Galgano, who was limited in minutes in the first half, only saw the floor for 6 minutes. And then a 2 from Quincy Arms, who was very limited in minutes to just about 6. Glendale trying to stop a 7-0 run, and they do as Joel Finney gets loose and lays it home. Canyons will slow things down once again here as Barrientos into the half-court set. There's a foul underneath the basket, and it's going to go against Joel Finney for a tug on the jersey. That's going to be the 3rd on Joel Finney. So 3 fouls with 18 minutes to go. He's going to stay in the game and play with those 3 fouls as Miller off the inbound. Nice shot, in rhythm, smooth, knocks it down clean. And the Cougars back with an 11-point lead. Couch will bring it ahead. I think Sharp going to take over for Finney here as he just got picked up off the floor or off the bench and said, go get ready at the table here. So here's Couch to Scott. 3 from straight away, no. Miller able to pull down the rebound. Canyons wants to run the floor back the other way. Bounce pass to Dylan Griffin. Drives, and an offensive foul going to be called against Dylan Griffin. And a good catch by Andre Scott that time to keep Dylan Griffin from going down hard on the floor as they landed on top of one another. So Scott makes the play in two fashions. First he draws the charge, then he's able to catch Dylan Griffin. And actually it's going to be Christian Finney coming off the floor. As Vijan Gilizan wants to talk to him here. Dixon working against Griffin here. Off the screen, Griffin right back on him. Got it into the quarter to Joel Finney. Canyons doubles Finney. Now Sharp working against Henderson. Sends it to Couch, gets Barrientos in the air, and then stops and puts a jumper up from about 12 to knock it down. And it's back to a 9-point game. Miller. Straight away now to Henderson, working against Joel Finney. Henderson, crossover, offensive foul. That's going to be the third against Henderson. So Henderson with 3 fouls now. So the leading scorers for each side both in foul trouble. As we continue on in the low-scoring game, Finney driving, and that's going to be the 4th on Henderson. They'll send Finney to the line for 2. That's going to bring Corwin Smith, Jimmy Galgano back on the floor. So that's going to send Henderson to the bench until inside the 10-minute mark as Finney makes the first. As Caston and Henderson will come off the floor. Second, no good. Rebound pulled down by Sharp. Wanted to throw it out to Couch, but Galgano gets the takeaway. Canyon's running the floor back the other way, and King Miller lays it in with the left hand. Good fast break for the Cougars that time, and they're back to a 10-point lead. Here's Jaden Couch with the basketball. Working towards the paint against Barrientos. Sends it back out to Dixon, who will back it off. Wants to pick up some steam. Drops it off to Joel Finney. Cougars switching everything right now in his own defense. Barrientos with a takeaway. Took it right out of the hands of Finney. He'll drive to the basket and lays it in. Fakes it behind his back, goes up with the left, puts it home. Barrientos now with 10, and Canyons with their largest lead of the game at 12. And we've seen Barrientos throw that play a few times this year. That time it worked. It's probably about 50% on it on the years. Scott lays it in on the other side through some traffic, and it's back to a 10-point game. Miller, three-pointer from the corner, no good. Sharp the only one there for the rebound. To Dixon, who will put up a 3 with Galgano's hand in his face and knocks it down right over the top of him. And it's back to a 7-point lead. Canyons, though, able to get it ahead. Galgano fouled underneath the basket by Couch. Makes the bucket, and he'll go, and the official's going to talk about it here. And they say it's just a common foul against Couch. That's Couch's 3rd. He's going to come off the floor, and it's actually, they're going to give him a technical foul, I believe, as well, or an intentional foul. Couldn't hear what the announcer said about Galgano going to go to the line. He shoots the first, so I believe it's a technical foul as he finishes off the 3-point play. Makes them both. And I believe it'll be Canyons basketball. So now the official's going to get back and talk about it again. I'm confused as everybody else looks to be on the floor. And I believe the call was the bucket counted, the free throws are good. There was a technical foul on the push as well, or an intentional foul, something along those lines. And it gives the Cougars the possession once again. So Galgano with 4 points on that play, now has 7. And Canyon's back with a 50-39 lead. Galgano 3, no good. Tie up down low. Glendale basketball is DeJesus and McCray were tied up. And Canyons, you'll take that as you get the possession arrow back in your favor on a 50-50 ball underneath the Glendale basket. So here's Couch. Canyons up by 11. Couch trying to get something working for Glendale here. Over to Dixon, drives baseline, over the top of Corwin Smith, no good. Smith able to pull down the board. Outlets to Barrientos, who's tripped up by Couch. And Couch now has 4 fouls. He'll most likely go to the bench. Brings in Sharp. So he'll guard Barrientos here. Miller has had a tough day from 3. 0 for 5 from beyond the three-point line so far today. He'll catch and get it to the foul line to Corwin Smith. Dumps it to Galgano on the near side block. Trying to work inside. And a foul on the floor under the basket, so the Canyons will inbound from down there. And it was a jersey tug, they say, against Julian Dixon. Be his second, 4th foul on Glendale here in the second half. Barrientos this time able to get it in. Last time he inbounded the basketball underneath the basket, had it slip out of his hands. He'll get a 3-point look that's too strong. Galgano able to pull down the board, goes back up, lays it in. Good job by Jimmy Galgano down low. He's now got 9, and Canyon's lead is back up to 13. Three-pointer no good. Smith with the rebound, wants to run the floor, dumps it to Miller. Miller spins it off the basket. A blocking foul going to be called underneath by the official. Calls it on Julian DeJesus, and it'll send King Miller to the line. So Canyon's getting everybody in on the action, and they need to when you think about Andrew Henderson on the bench with 4 fouls. Miller makes both, and he's now got 10. It's a 15-point lead. Foul going to be called on Barrientos. This time a foul under the basket, going to send Christian Finney to the line. They give it to Zion Caston, his second. As the first foul shot from Finney, no good. Second is there. Canyons trying to get it underneath the basket. It goes off Glendale. It'll be Canyons basketball. McCray in rhythm off the inbound, knocks it down. And now 9 different Cougars have scored today as Joel Finney that time gets loose. Spun into the lane and laid it home. It's a 14-point lead. Barrientos on the other side gets it back to 16 as he drives right in and lays it home. He's got 12 now. 12:35 to go. The Cougars trying to pull away. Good pass from Brooklyn Sharp that time. Wide open dunk for Christian Finney. And then that one out off of Canyons, a turnover. So Glendale can try and chip away or continue to chip away here. What at most has been a 16-point lead. Three-pointer, Finney, good. Nice shot from Finney. He was wide open. Canyons lost track of him that time. He's now got 16 to lead everybody on the floor, and it's a 13-point COC lead. McCray gonna be fouled by Sharp that time. Sharp just got his hand tied up inside McCray's arms. Was trying for the strip, missed the basketball. Barrientos driving to the rack again and lays it in. Got 14 now to lead the Cougars. And it's a 15-point Canyons advantage. Barrientos taking over here a bit for COC in the second half. Finney taking over for Glendale, lays it in. Timeout called by the Vaqueros as it's back.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
So we go back in, 60-49. Canyons in front. They've done a bulk of the work with Andrew Henderson on the bench as Dylan Barrientos has taken over the workload here in the second half. Barrientos trying to slash, gets it to Galgano straight away. 3 is good. Galgano now in double figures with 12. He had 8 and 12 last time against Glendale. And then a foul under the basket. They'll send Christian Finney to the line to try and finish off a three-point play. And with it, he can get the lead back to 11. Only Sharp will be up there to contest a missed free throw for Glendale. As Corwin Smith with inside position able to come down with it. Barrientos. to Griffin, now to Caden Arnold. Rhythm jumper, no good. Ball fell right into the lap of Galgano. He's going to get credit with the rebound there. As Arnold trying to run the offense here. They'll work it around to Barrientos. Now Griffin is the Cougars' small, minus Corwin Smith, who's the lone big on the floor. As Galgano, little jumper, no. Barrientos, good inside position. And he's going to be called for a travel as he had a little hop step. And he's not sure about it. It was the back official deep that called it. So 63-51. Right at the halfway point here, the second half, is Finney getting loose. Draws the foul, going to be against Galgano. Going to be his third. Joel Finney makes the first. He's been red hot here in the second half. Now it's 19 points. Second, no good. Barrientos drives right to the rack and lays it in. Barrientos going to get called for a foul this time. And it'll send Christian Finney to the line to shoot 1-and-1, knocks down the first. Second is no good, it's short. So it's a 12-point Canyons lead. As Barrientos again going to take his time getting up the floor. Cougars have been very deliberate today on the offensive side, trying to make sure they get the right shot. Galgano stripped as he drove to the basket. Finney the other way around Barrientos, got it to go in. And it's a 10-point lead. As it was 16 just a couple of minutes ago. As Griffin works to his left, gets it to Barrientos. Barrientos still directing traffic, wants to drive, and he's fouled on a reach by either Christian or Joel Finney. It's Christian Finney that time. I think the official was pointing at Dylan Barrientos to say he's the shooter. So Barrientos to the line, who's 0 for 3 from the line today. So the first is good. First foul shot of the day for Barrientos that's found pay dirt, and the second one is good as well. So lead now back up to 12. With the win, Canyons will get to 6 and 5 and keep their hopes at a playoff berth alive. As a three-pointer from DeJesus, no good, but Griffin going to be called for a foul as he ran over the top of DeJesus. And that's going to send Julian to the line for 3 shots. Try and see if any of the scoreboards are updated for the 3C2A today, as it's, as we said, a very important day. There's just a few weeks left in the regular season. So try and look for the Western States Conference. Citrus beating Santa Monica 69-56 right now. Antelope Valley 51-41 lead over Bakersfield. That would help Canyons out. LA Southwest and Long Beach playing, but that's actually not in a conference game. That's actually Long Beach, part of the football conference. West LA with 44-29 lead over LA Valley, so they look like they're going to continue their perfect run through the conference season, or at least at the moment have a large lead at halftime. As both free throws from DeJesus, or all three free throws from DeJesus, excuse me, are good, and it's a 9-point game. So here's King Miller. From Smith to Barrientos, back to Galgano, three-pointer straight away is good. And Galgano stays hot here in the second half. Second three of the second half for Galgano, third of the game. He's got 15, and the lead back up to 12. Here's DeJesus, over to Sharp. Sharp wanting to drive, will stop it up. Got it back to Finney, who lost the handle. Would have had a rhythm three. Instead, will have to try and drive. Kicks it to the corner to DeJesus. Wanted to go baseline, but Griffin cut him off. Now Finney trying to drive. Will kick it back to Scott. He'll put up a three and gets it to fall. First three of the day from Scott. Comes at a big time. It's back to a 9-point game. 7:28 to go. Timeout on the floor. Break coming here on the Cougars.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Nine-point lead for Canyons. As the scoring has opened up a bit here in the second half. Cougars had a 33-29 lead at the break. Stretched it to as much as 16, but it's back within single digits here. It's Galgano against Dixon. Put up a jumper from the foul line and got it to shake, rattle, and roll in. And the lead back to 11 for Canyons here. Good pass from Sharp. Wide open look for three from Scott, no good. Galgano the rebound, runs the floor, stops it up, sends it to Miller. Miller got loose, put up a jumper from the corner, no good. It's been a tough shooting night for King Miller. Just 2 of 8 from the floor. As a foul gonna be called, count it, as they say Sharp on the continuation gets the bucket, and he'll go to the line, can make it an 8-point game. Little Euro step from Sharp that time. So here's Barrientos going to work. As the foul shot from Sharp was good. Cougars missed that time down the floor. Shot from the Vaqueros doesn't go, but Finney with some work on the inside couldn't lay it home on the putback. And Galgano able to come away with it. Cougars back up the floor. Henderson back in the game. He's fouled and will go to the line. The foul against Christian Finney. Henderson splits the foul shots. Henderson this year a 75% foul shooter. He's back in the game with 4 fouls. Three-pointer Dixon, good. Nice shot from Jillian Dixon that time. And all of a sudden the lead all the way back down to 6. So the Cougars have lost a bit of their rhythm as they turn it over again. Corwin Smith couldn't handle it. Finney couldn't get the lay-in as he ran the fast break the other way. King Miller ran right into Finney. And it's a jump ball tie-up, so Canyons will keep it here. Here's Barrientos, bounce pass. Henderson loses it in the corner as Miller caught the initial bounce pass, had it roll away from him. And then Henderson couldn't handle it in the corner, and Glendale can get it to a one-possession game here. 73-67, inside of 5 minutes to go. Canyons led by 16 at one point. But the Vaqueros have slowly but surely gotten their way back to it. Finney, 3, no. Christian Finney pulls down the rebound, and he's fouled underneath. As they say, Corwin Smith hooked him over the top, and it'll send Christian Finney to the line. Canyons was in solid control of this one for a while here in this second half. But Glendale with a late closing run as Finney misses the first. They trail by 6. Finney makes 1 of 2. So now the lead is 5. Here's Henderson driving, gets it off the glass and gets it to fall. First bucket in a while for Henderson as he spent most of the second half on the bench. And it pushes the lead to 7. Dixon driving, blocked from behind, but the putback there by Finney. I think it was partially blocked, and it came off the rim, and Finney put it back. So 75-70 now. As Christian Finney with another bucket. He's now into double figures with 10. Galgano, little floater was short. It went off of Glendale and out, as I think Brooklyn Sharp wasn't quite ready for it. And Canyon's going to take a 30-second timeout here with 3:43 to go. We'll stay right here for the moment as we look at some of the numbers in the game. Joel Finney leading all scorers with 21. Julian Dixon with 13. Christian Finney with double-double today, 12 and 11. For him, it'll be his 6th double-double of the season. And then Julian DeJesus with 10. For Canyons, Dylan Barrientos with 18. 3 rebounds and 7 assists, so trying to get to the double-double the hard way. Jimmy Galgano was 17 and 7 today. Second leading scorer on the Cougars in the game. And then Andrew Henderson with 11-4 in just 17 minutes of game time. So he's been on the bench for most of it. Then King Miller with 10. Has 6 rebounds to add to his total as the Cougars shooting 26% from 3, 5 of 19, 50% from the floor. Glendale 46% from the floor and 6 of 22 from beyond. Each team with over 20 foul shots in the game. For Barrientos, his 17th game with 10 or more points. For Galgano, it's his 13th game in double figures. For Henderson, his 15th straight game with 10 points and 4 rebounds as Galgano knocks down a 3 out of the timeout, and the lead back to 8. As the Cougars in a full press here. Henderson needs to be careful as he runs with Sharp. Dixon 3, no good. Barrientos trying to fight for the rebound, knocks it out of play. And it'll be Glendale basketball. For Henderson, as we said, 15th straight game with 10 points and 4 rebounds. It's his 20th game overall in double figures this year, as he's 8th in the state in points this season and 16th in points per game, although that number going to drop a little bit today unless he's able to close strong, as he averages almost 20. It's a turnaround jumper from Joel Finney, no good. Then he fakes, got Henderson in the air, and then he's fouled by Zion Caston underneath the basket as he drove, and he'll get to the line. For Joel Finney for Glendale, 19th time this year in double figures, trying to get to a season high, which was 26. He's 5 off it right now. And that 26 came against Canyons. He had 26, 5, and 6 in the game, as he can get to 23 potentially as he makes the first of 2. It's the 5th time for him this year he's been in the 20s on the season. As he gets to 23s, he knocks them both down. The lead back down to 6. 78-72, 3:01 to go. 3 minutes now exactly. As Barrientos will bring it up the floor. Cougars going to stay very deliberate here. Miller going to be called for an offensive foul, as they say he pushed off. And then Zion Caston going to get taken off the floor, as they say that, or Howard Fisher not happy with the way the screen was set. And it's actually the 4th foul on Zion Caston. So they gave it to Zion Caston, not King Miller. Sharp's 3 blocked. Galgano outlet to Henderson, who blocked it and ran up the floor. Spinning underneath the basket, throws it off the glass, gets it to fall. Henderson now with 13, and the Cougars lead back up to 8. Sharp got it to Dixon. Now to Joel Finney, deep 3, no good. Sharp with the rebound, then threw it off of Henderson and out of play. So it'll stay with Glendale here, and a timeout called by the Vaqueros. 2-7.
The new media journalism program focuses on hands-on training for up-and-coming multimedia journalists.
We do shows every 2 weeks, and students put together their own stories. They go out and shoot them. They do the voiceover. They edit them together. It's a really, really cool hands-on experience.
If you want to dive right into the world of journalism, this is the only place to do it.
So an 8-point lead. Glendale with the basketball. 2:17 to go here in the ball game. So Vaqueros got it back within 6. The Canyons has kind of just tried to keep him at arm's length as Galgano got a steal out of the inbound. Got it ahead to Barrientos. Glendale could have had a trap had they gotten some extra help with Sharp, but unable to do so. And the Cougars will deliberately work on offense. Henderson straightaway 3, missed it. Galgano with the offensive board. Galgano having a monster game for the Cougars. He's got 20 today as he leads the way for Canyons, now with 8 rebounds in the game as well. Here's Henderson. Lost it. Taken away by Christian Finney. Henderson has to make sure to be careful and not foul him. Does not. Still contested it, but Finney puts it home. It's a 6-point lead. 90 seconds to go in the game. I would imagine Canyons plays very deliberate again here and tries to take this one all the way down. Galgano going to drive. Throws it back to Henderson. Back in the corner. Barrientos will put up a 3-pointer, and he got it! Barrientos with a 3, timeout by Howard Fisher, 83-74 Canyons, 110.
I love emergency medicine. You're there at these people's worst time of their life, and you're there to make it a little bit better.
The EMT program at COC is a 1-semester program. Over the course of it, the EMT students will learn the textbook knowledge they need, practical hands-on skills that they're going to need working out on an ambulance or in a hospital or whatever setting they decide to work.
People are constantly hiring. There's always a need for first responders. When I graduated from this program, I got a job within a month.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
83-74 Canyons lead after the 3-pointer from Barrientos, who's now got 21. Both he and Galgano flirting with double-doubles, although in different fashions. Galgano with 8 rebounds in the game, Barrientos with 8 assists in the game. Both over 20 points. For Galgano, his 3rd game this year over 20 points. And it's the 15th time he's made at least 1 3-pointer. He's got 2 on the day. And give him the 13th game with 5 or more rebounds in the ball game. As Glendale goes back to work, trailing by 9. 65 seconds left in the game. Dixon wanting to drive, will lay it off the glass and in as Canyons just lets him run. Clock is stopped at 1 minute. As Glendale in a full court press here, Barrientos got run into, and now he's fouled. Howard Fisher was upset, thought he got fouled initially when he got run into. And then eventually they give the foul to Christian Finney. That's his 4th. Barrientos to the line, shooting 1 and 1. Is Glendale in the double bonus? One more foul, and the Cougars will be in the plus as well. Barrientos 1 for 5 from the line today, makes the first. Very important free throws down the stretch. So he can make it a 3-possession game here. Second is no good. Finney had the rebound but lost it as it got knocked out of his hand by Galgano, but it came to Couch. Couch in there with 4 fouls, kicks it to Joel Finney. He wants to drive, got Henderson in the air. Laid it in a timeout by Glendale. That's their last timeout with 40.9 to go. It's a 6-point Canyons lead. As we'll take our final. 40.9, 84-78, Canyons in front. Caston gets it to Galgano, now to King Millers. The Cougars have ball handlers on the floor. Miller ahead to Caston, had it knocked away, but it went right to Andrew Henderson. And then Henderson is fouled by Joel Finney. And it'll send Andrew Henderson to the line. Cougars gonna get Griffin into the game, as it'll be 2 shots for Henderson here. First is good. As they bring Couch back in. Cougars have 3 timeouts if they'd like them. But I don't think they'll give Glendale the option to get set here. As the lead is 7. It'll stay at 7, but it's a 3-possession game. Finney running ahead. Henderson has to be careful. Finney will just lay it in. And a timeout called by Glendale. And Glendale takes a timeout. Okay, I understand what they did. They wanted to stop the clock, so they took a timeout to get the basketball back. And Galgano will shoot foul shots, and he misses the first. The second can make it a full 2-possession game with 2 threes needed for Glendale. So I understand the strategy. Galgano makes 1 of 2, and actually Canyons, I think, gets the basketball back. And they'll have to run the floor the full length here, which is fine with a 6-point lead, as Glendale will need to foul quickly. Instead, Christian Finney gets a steal, throws it to Sharp. Sharp trying to find somebody, got it to Dixon. Dixon now back to Sharp. Sharp will put up a 3, no good. Henderson with the board, he'll tie it up. He'll be fouled 11.2. That'll send him all the way down the floor to the line. And the strategy by Gilizan nearly worked that time for Glendale, as he called the timeout to give the technical foul, so he got 1 extra timeout out of it and got the steal down low on the full court press, but Cougars get bailed out off a missed 3 from Sharp. Henderson with a 6-point lead and 11.2 left. Can really put this one on ice, as the Cougars will improve to 6-5. And pending the outcome of that Bakersfield game, could find themselves in a much better position. It's an 8-point lead. Couch will try and run it ahead. Canyons just won't foul him. Couch will put up a 3 and knocked it down. So it's back to a 5-point game. Galgano running the floor ahead on a baseball pass. Finishes with a one-handed jam. And the final couple of seconds, Christian Finney finishes one off. 0.5 left. The Cougars will take it 90-85. The exclamation point put on it by Galgano at the end. Canyons will finish the game and improve to 6-5 and 14-9 on the year for Glendale. They fall to 3-8 and 11-14. But a good win for Canyons today, as it gets them a game above 500 in conference play. And with AVC leading Bakersfield 68-62, that can certainly help as you look towards the playoff standings as the season winds down. Just 4 more games left, 2 more here at home. We'll do it again on Saturday, 3 p.m. start time against Citrus. Make sure you tune in for the women's game coming up next, as the Cougars trying to take out the top team in the Western States Conference, a battle of top 25 opponents coming up next.